50 years later, in Wayne's World and everything in between, I just don't understand what keeps you in the spotlight.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It's amazing. I want people to really comment on this. Do people chime in? How does he remain relevant?
Hey, if you're a fan of Alice Cooper or really, really way back classic rock, this is a video for you.
Yeah.
So actually, you're the one that you contacted me and told me about this earlier because I don't think that I saw this. But it was something about Alice Cooper basically we're getting the band back together.
Yeah. 51 years later. Like, it's everywhere on all my news feeds. Are you guys seeing that? Like, Alice Cooper's everywhere. The guy's 77 years old, and he's been in movies and things.
Yeah.
How does he remain relevant? And really, I mean, it's on so much news. I'm like,
it is
just shocked. Like, does he have one of the best like marketing managers or publicists? Because he's doing pretty good for himself.
It's pretty fascinating because you're right. There's something about him that he somehow is always just kind of there.
Yeah,
and always has been. And it's funny because I get it too, because when I was out in Denver last time, like I've never had this on vinyl, and I was at Angelo's CDs. And I saw it, and I'm like, I got to have it because it's Alice Cooper, and this is like the classic Alice Cooper album.
Right.
You know, the one that has I'm 18. This was their...
And this is the band that's getting back together. After 51 years, since 1973, Alice is, picking up his cell phone and being like, do I got that guy? Like, dude, I can't...
Yeah.
I just don't even know how it goes down.
And it's interesting because but what is it about him? What is it about him that makes it so fascinating that we all care so much
50
that he does
years
anything?
later.
Yeah.
He's got some good songs, and then he had that resurgence in the 90s, right, with Poison.
That song, right, Poison.
Yeah,
and he was in Wayne's World, right, where they're like,
yes,
we're not worthy,
that's what I'm
we're not
saying.
worthy.
He's got like the best publicist. He stays relevant.
Yeah.
He was in the Muppets in the 70s. Like, the guy's weaves his way, and I'm going to do weaving towards the camera. How does he do that? Because that guy, whoever's marketing him and getting him all this press, good for him.
Yeah, and I thought,
That's awesome.
The first song I ever heard, I think a lot of people ever heard that are our age, was School's Out.
School's Out.
And it was kind of a classic tune. But, it wasn't like, I have other Alice Cooper albums. It's not that I don't like him, but he was never like, oh my gosh, I just think this is the great. He was never that for me. Yet somehow, here we are, all this time later, and he still manages
to get headlines.
To just be like, he says something like, I'm going to put out an album. It's like headline
everywhere.
Alice Cooper's back. You go, what is it about that guy?
It's
pretty interesting.
That's what I want. Tell us, because I don't get it either, man. I just don't get the allure. I mean, I get it in the 70s. You got the Snakes and the electric chair and you kind of took glam rock, whatever, that theatrical piece to the next level. I get all that. 50 years later, in Wayne's World and everything in between, I just don't understand that keeps you in the spotlight.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It's amazing. And that in itself, Alice, I give you all the credit. It's awesome that at 77 you're still getting press.
Because Alice Cooper is just a character anyway, but it became the name of the whole kind of thing, and he's the center point.
I'll even go a step further with, there's some people that think, David Lee Roth has a great set of musicians always around him, right? And Ozzy, obviously, Randy Rhoads, and great musicians always around. Alice Cooper kind of has that same allure. He's always had these great people. I mean, he had Eric Singer. I'm just going to name people off the top of my head. Eric Singer from Car played on the Alice Cooper band, right? Kane Roberts, the guy that looked like Rambo with the machine, he was on the Alice Cooper band, right? Nita Strauss, she's an Alice Cooper. Kip Winger from Winger was an Alice Cooper. I mean, these are people off the top of my head, bro. I'm thinking, how does he pull, again, who's making the call and being like, hey, Robert John, would you like to be in the Alice Cooper band? And who's going to his shows? I know Ace Frehley was just opening up for him, like last fall in the spring or something. Like, and he's going to be opening up. Alice is opening up for somebody. This, like, in a big tour coming up.
Yeah, that's right. But he plays with the Hollywood Vampires.
I think so.
Which, and that's got all kinds. I mean, that's got Johnny Depp in it, for heaven's sake. And somehow Alice Cooper is the front man for the Hollywood Vampires. I mean, it's so, the whole thing is so. Look, I don't want to knock him because he obviously has something, and he was really. I mean, this album was huge. And it had the song "I'm 18," which is cool, and he had all the vaudeville craziness that he did back in the day, and the showmanship, and the snakes, and all the other, the hanging and the head cutting off, and the whole thing.
The guillotine. He had the guillotine.
Yes, yeah,
right. But and the dolls and all. But that's what I'm saying. Like, do people still, like, is it young people? Is it older people? If you've seen, and that's again, I want people to really comment on this. Do people chime in and be like, oh, I've seen Alice Cooper a million times, and oh, it's the greatest show. I've not heard that. So I don't get it, But it's great that the surviving members from the band are getting back together after 51 years.
Yeah, and it's fascinating. So here we go. Hollywood Vampires. Alice Cooper, Johnny Depp,
nice.
Joe Perry. You kidding me?
I know, Aerosmith.
And I mean, yeah, and somehow it just absolutely fascinating to me. Let's see here. That they celebrity drinking club formed by,
honestly, I'd almost, and this might sound crazy, and I'm not knocking Alice for his. I mean, how old are these guys getting back together? But it's cool. They're trying to get the magic back, whatever they're doing. I think it's also a tribute to one of the members. I can read it here in a little bit. But I would rather almost, if Hollywood Vampires was putting out a new album.
So, okay, I forgot that. So they had actually, Hollywood Vampires, Duff McKagan had played with them for part-time, and so had Matt Sorum.
Yeah.
Dude!
Matt Sorum both from Guns N' Roses.
These are big.
And Matt Sorum also played with the Cult.
With the Cult.
I mean, those are big names.
I mean, and guest performances: Tom Morello, Geezer Butler, Perry Farrell. I mean, dude, yeah. And he's the singer. He's the front man.
Maybe
he's
that's
the guy.
his connections.
Man.
It's
it
really
absolutely
cool.
Fascinates me, that guy, what he's done, how he's managed to keep himself relevant, and it just.
I mean, how many artists from that era are still even relevant?
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Very few. And somehow he's stood the test of time in some really strange way.
Well, yeah, because
when we first got here, we were I had showed you that I had bought this when I was out in Denver last time, just to have it, because I figured we needed to make a video about this album at some point.
And it's a cool album cover.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's pretty cool.
Or this is the opening.
This is the.
But check it out. Like, look at this inside the eyes. It's the album, and there are two different pictures. Now that I look closely with my glasses.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then that's a great picture. That's a cool band picture. I love that.
Right?
Yeah. So this would be the guys. I don't know if they'd look as cool today, but
no,
that's a cool band. That is a cool band.
That is a cool band photo. And more power to them, man. I'm 18, but for me, my introduction to Alice Cooper was School's Out as well.
Indeed. So anyway,
if you guys like Alice Cooper and can help clue us in as to why he is so incredibly relevant so many years later, what is the power to his magic?
There are just some people that, for whatever reason, they just go figure. What is it about?
Is he in the right place
people?
at the right time? Maybe it's a good manager. Maybe I don't know, but I know that there's Alice Cooper fans out there. But I think it's really pretty neat. I'm sure we'll do a review when the album comes out. But check it out.
For sure. So anyway, that's cool. Hey, love to get your feedback on that. Of course, follow the channel if you're not following the channel already. like the video, and of course, leave your feedback, leave your thoughts, comments. We really appreciate that. And with that, have yourself a fantastic day.